Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we're in beautiful sunny California. Yes, it's the dead of winter, but still kind of sunny and not too cold. And yeah, there is a little bit of gray, but it's acceptable. We are in the winter. But in today's episode, we are actually in the Hollywood Hills, and we are exploring the Hollywood Reservoir region of the Hollywood Hills, which is a really cool place because it's a 3.5-mile loop that goes around the reservoir. And it's really, really beautiful because there's a lot of nature, there's a lot of water because it's a reservoir, but it's also really cool because it's kind of secluded, but at the same time, it's pretty central because it's not too far from downtown LA. So without any further ado, let's explore. The Hollywood Reservoir, also known as Lake Hollywood, is a reservoir located in the Hollywood Hills, situated in the Santa Monica Mountains north of the Hollywood neighborhood of Los Angeles. It is maintained by the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. The reservoir and surrounding neighborhood lie east of the Hollywood Freeway. This part being in the Hollywood Hills, many beautiful houses can be seen off in the distance, showing that this neighborhood is wealthy. Actually getting to the top of the mountain can be a little bit tricky because of its windy roads, but GPS directions are accurate and easily can get someone to the entrance of the park. Here I am at the beginning of the trail, and what I find really interesting about this walking trail is that it is a loop around the reservoir, so you can either take one direction or take the other direction. It doesn't really matter. All roads lead back to the entrance of this walking loop, and it is the parking lot where I parked my car. So yeah, it is kind of cool to not have to think about directions because I don't really have a good sense of directions. So just being able to walk here and enjoy the walk for what it is, enjoy the weather for what it is, and enjoy the nature for what it is, well, this is just a luxury for me. One thing that I want to mention about the reservoir is the fact that there is quite a good amount of free parking spots right around the entrance of the gate. There are two entrances to the park. One is located at the trailhead of the park on Weed Lake Drive and has beautiful views of the mountains surrounding the area, as well as a bird's eye view of the Los Angeles skyline. It's actually amazing that there are such easily accessible viewpoints to the city to include easy parking. As for the other entrance, it's situated closer to the Hollywood sign, located on Lake Hollywood Drive. Parking on either side gives pretty much the same trail experience, but if you want to see the Hollywood sign more up close and personal without walking the trail, then the Hollywood Drive North entrance is a much better fit. One thing that I don't really like about this trail is the fact that everything is paved around here. So when I go on hikes, I usually like to maybe have some dirt trails so I can feel maybe a little bit closer to nature. But I must say that there is quite a lot of nature around here. But yeah, it is really, really cool. And again, I'm going to repeat it. This place is so serene, it's so quiet, and I'm really amazed at how much nature there is right here in the hills. You really forget about that when you're living down on the bottom where there's all the city and all the traffic and all the crazy, crazy noise. The reservoir has a capacity of 7,900 acre-feet, which is 2.5 billion US gallons, and a maximum water depth of 183 feet. During its first year in service, the reservoir level varied, though for most of the time it was kept at a high level and was filled on several occasions. Unfortunately, because the water in the lake is used for consumption, the general public is not allowed to actually go past the fences surrounding this area. What it does create is a beautifully enclosed wildlife area where many animals can live peacefully. Being a bird lover, I was really glad to be able to spot a ton of birds swimming on the lake and enjoying their life in the wildlife area. Also, unlike other nearby urban reservoirs, Lake Hollywood has several inlets and bends that give it a natural-looking form, making it even more epic. One thing that I must say about Los Angeles and California in general is that nature is just so gorgeous. And yeah, well, this trail is, well, kind of fenced out, so in a way you can walk around all of the nature, not really touch so much of it, even though there are some spots like where I'm sitting right now where you can be in the middle of nature. Well, it's still kind of pleasant to be able to see everything, and the fact that so much of this nature here in California is so torrid because, well, it is a desert, and there are some places like right here where there is a lot of green because, well, we have the water reservoir, but you know, you can also see the aridness of it and the fact that There's quite a few places too where you see some trees that are burnt because, well, when it gets really hot in the summer, well, there might be some fires right here, so people do have to be careful. But I love seeing this mixture of green nature and also all of the dry stuff and also the cacti and all this really cool stuff. And this is really a unique place in the world in some way. California just has really, really unique nature. The only way to truly understand the ecology of California is by dividing the state into 4 types of ecoregions, which contain distinct ecological communities of plants and animals. The regions are the desert ecoregions, such as the Mojave Desert, the Mediterranean ecoregions, such as the Central Valley, the forested mountains, such as the Sierra Nevada, and the coastal forests. This is why we have so much lush green areas in some areas of California, but then have extremely dry summers where the risk of fires is extremely high. Looking at the burned vegetation intertwined with the green nature is always fascinating, and one of my favorite things to spot on such trails. At the midpoint of the park, there's another gate that takes pedestrians on a regular road. This means that the hiking trail has a sidewalk and then a bunch of ongoing traffic that is most likely heading to the Hollywood sign or getting back to the city. Interestingly enough, the walking trail outside the park is a dirt road, whereas the trail inside the park is actually paved. Even though this part of the trail is filled with cars, luckily it's only a 5-minute walk before reaching another gate that takes pedestrians back into the nature preserve surrounding the lake. One thing that I really wanted to highlight right here on this Hollywood Reservoir loop is the fact that there is a dam, and yes, it is a working dam. It was actually built in 1924, or at least it's functional since 1924, and it's operated by the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. And yes, it is here to regulate the water and power that is going towards the city. It is a functional dam, and it is really cool to look at. It is made out of stone, and there's quite a lot of decorations and some sculptures on it, and you can tell that this was a dam that was done in the early 20th century. It's just beautiful architecturally wise, and it's overlooking this whole reservoir, and it's just beautiful, and the fact that it's still functional is kind of cool. The dam was originally named Weed Canyon Dam, then Hollywood Dam. Finally, it was renamed Mulholland Dam in honor of William Mulholland. Within days after the collapse of the St. Francis Dam in March 1928, William Mulholland ordered the Hollywood Reservoir lowered due in part to public fears of a repeated disaster. In 1931, the LADWP made the decision to permanently keep the Hollywood Reservoir lowered and keep it to no more than 4,000 acre-feet. The reservoir now is usually maintained at about 2,800 acre-feet. Here I am back at the beginning of the trail, and yes, as you guys can probably tell from the video, well, the sun is starting to set, so I think that this is probably the perfect place to end this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed coming on this visit of the Hollywood Reservoir. There truly is a lot of magnificent things right here. The trail isn't too long, there's quite a lot of nature, and it is also pretty flat, so it's a pretty easy walk around this reservoir. But with that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, well, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment too. Maybe let me know also what other video I should do in the future, what other place I should go visit. As you guys can see from my videos, well, I love traveling, I love making videos, so let me know what the next video should be. And well, in the meantime, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.